And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Solar Expanse in our NASA Fission All the Way run. This is the third part of the second stream, and we're closing in on being able to get rid, once and for all, of our Eagle. And it won't be very long after we get rid of the Eagle that we might be getting rid of the Stratus as well. It's probably not worth moving the Stratus elsewhere, so it'll probably get disposed of. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to begin preparations for another trip out to Jupiter. There was more... Go look at the find here. There was more water carbon stuff in the Jupiter area. So we are going to Ganymede. Althea also has water carbon, and interestingly has fissiles. We will probably want more fissiles, where we don't have to pay a tax for mining it. So that is an option there. Oh, that's the number of bodies. And sub-items, okay. Okay, so let's drop into Earth. I need to get the queue for the next batch going. The queue, or the set will be 5 mining modules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 construction. Well, actually, got a construction equipment already. We can take that one. That'll be fine. 6 crew compartments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A mobile tab, a radioisotope generator, and 1 probe. So I need to get that built before we can do the next launch. Yeah, we can go a little bit slower at the moment. That's the construction queue on Earth. On Mars, we're still working through the CO2. We'll get some more solar arrays queued up. And then the moon is making hydrogen, it's making water, doing research. And then Lutetia, we now have the rare metal mined. I just have to send somebody to go collect it. And I supposedly have everything I need for carbon in to probably support people. So we might ship people to Lutetia as well. We'd have to bring carbon in, though. Be less of a permanent location. We got 2 launches. The first one is the one out to Mars. Actually, what are my launches? I got 1 to Mars, 1 to Ganymede, 1 to Mars, in that order. Oh no, 1 is launch, so... Oh, we're flying past that because it's actually in next year. Next year, we'll have a launch to Mars, and the Ganymede one is actually just of those 2. Okay. Did we get everything built? Not quite yet. Well, it looks like we'll have everything launchable. So I might be able to do the Althea launch during this cycle as well, this launch window. Okay, let's plan a launch. Let's assume, in fact, we'll launch it from Earth. Earth to Althea. Let's see if we can do this with a guy in orbit. Add module. 1 construction module. Add module. Mining module for table 5. Add module. We'll have add module radio signal generator, add module probe, add module crew compartment. Because I'm launching this from Earth, I don't need to be worried about supplies as much. Because they're not going to eat my supplies while they're not going to eat these supplies, but fast while they're camped on Earth. I need more alloys. Maybe not 1,000 alloys. Resources. Rare metals. Add resources. Electronics. Use them all up because I'm using the automated stuff. It is something we're going to want to start building elsewhere. Well, we have to tech into that. At some point, we're going to want to tech into electronics so we can build it elsewhere. And glass. And resource metal. Metal 90. And supplies. 110. Should be enough. So the supplies, the metal, the glass, the electronics, rare metal, and the alloys, and all the modules. I'm going to include is extras. So I won't be able to launch straight from Earth because I don't have enough hydrogen. I'm not going to have enough hydrogen, I think. Yeah. There isn't enough in orbit. Oh, so I probably I might miss the orbit window. Okay, so let's fill the ship up. So let's back up. I'm not going straight to Almathea because I've got to unload, or gotta get more hydrogen from orbit. Get to orbit, Earth orbit. Worst case scenario, we can just send the humans right back down. I gotta do the whole blood queue again. The pain. And the whole bloody selection again. Okay. From the top, alloys. 100. Rares. 10. Electronics. 10. Glass. 10. Metal. It's going to be 50 plus and 40 for a total of 90. Supplies. I want 100 for the trip and 10 for what we're building on the other end. Then launch all the hydrogen. To orbit. And then in orbit, the Stratos is going to make runs back and forth as many times as we can to the moon. So Stratos, Earth orbit to Luna. Stratos. Add. Oh no, this is out to the moon. Destination moon. So take nothing to the moon. Minimum of fuel. Then from Luna to Earth orbit. Add hydrogen. Optimal minimum fuel. And basically repeat. Orbit to Luna. Stratos. Drop the hydrogen off. Basically come straight back. Luna. Earth orbit. Stratos. Add. Hydrogen. 100. Mission planning. Earth orbit. Luna. Stratos. Drop hydrogen off. Go back to the moon. We are theory getting some gravity slings occasionally for transiting back and forth. Then Luna to Earth orbit. Stratos. Add hydrogen. 100 tons. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we keep planning. Luna to Earth orbit with the Stratos. Add hydrogen. I still have fuel, so we keep doing it. Earth orbit to Luna with the Stratos. Leave behind the hydrogen. Minimum fuel for the transit. We don't need to drag stuff back to the moon. Mission planning. Luna to Earth orbit. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. I think I have enough hydrogen there that I can do like 7 trips. But I've lost track of how many I've actually queued up. There and back, there and back, there and back. Yeah, so we're looking at the point where we're probably going to miss the launch window if I got to do all that. So let's let some time pass and we'll see how much changes in the meantime. In fact, Mars, Ganymede. Ganymede is 2049. December. We got our guys in orbit. Oh, that's arrival. So they've launched. So I may have already missed the transit window. Rares, electronics is 10. Glass is 10. Metal is 90. Supplies is that. Optimal launch is 2047 May 3rd. So we're still in the window. We have enough fuel. I may not have enough fuel for return, so we may be getting the ship stranded. But if I want to launch during this window, this is the launch window. So we're sending. Worst case scenario, the ship will be stuck. We'll have more hydrogen. We can send a rescue ship in a bit if I need to. Do you get stuck? I don't know, the window just isn't updating. It may have been stuck. On mission, maybe? Might be needing to come all the way around again. 730%, 761%. I think we got a slight bug. Yeah, it got stuck. Okay. That's fine. I suppose I can actually plan this as a cycle mission. Stratos, add hydrogen. Wait until cargo is full. Earth orbit back to Luna is nothing. Next, there's no launch vehicles. You're in your own launch vehicle. Optimal transfer. Mission ends never. Well, mission ends on resources. We'll say after 3 transfers. Because I've only got 3 transfers worth of hydrogen. So. That's not Phobos to Mars game. I guess we just completed Phobos Carbon because I did a cyclical mission between the moon and Earth. That's what that mission used to be. So it might still be programmed wrong. That might be a programming glitch. Okay, our Prometheus with the human transport supplies has arrived. So let's do our deposit on Mars. The 2 crew, radioisotope generator. The carbon. Might as well take the supplies at this point. Doesn't need to stay up here. May even take the noble gas. Yeah, let's take the noble gases out of orbit. I think those are used in electronics. Okay. Just making sure I don't have like a fractional person up in Mars orbit. That would have been unfortunate. Prometheus. Return to Earth. For future missions. And I've got way too much hydrogen in Mars orbit. So bring the hydrogen back. I need hundreds in Mars orbit for this transit back and forth if the thing's empty. So yeah. Bring a bunch of the hydrogen back on the optimal transit window. Yeah, 5 ongoing missions. Mars is got a big build queue. Earth doesn't have any ships left until something gets back. So we gotta wait for some of these missions to complete, other than building on Mars. And I suppose I could technically start pre-building for the next transit out. In this case, it would probably be out to the Trojans or the Greeks on Jupiter for more stuff. You go for another batch? Yeah, might as well go for another batch. Get another batch for built in the meantime. Let's also build my batch of construction coming up in the meantime. So 1, 2, 3. 5 5 mining modules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And deconstruction crew compartments 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A mobile hab. A radioisotope generator. And a probe. So we'll have the stuff ready for when the next crew arrives. Let's watch the mission, or the planned missions while we wait for that to happen. We got you arriving, and then we have the ones out to going to Jupiter. We'll let some time pass then. Just a little bit faster. One of our missions arrived? Oh no, scheduled mission launched. So Mars to Earth orbit is a go. Okay, all planned missions are going. They're ongoing. We now have a ship at Earth. I'm going to... We're going to go 2 Eagle cycles. I'm going to take 1 Eagle cycle. It's a little bit more fiddly to do. 1 Eagle cycle just to get hydrogen to orbit, just so we have more hydrogen in orbit. I suppose I just brought a bunch back, but even more won't hurt. And then I'll have plenty for transits. And when that Eagle is ready to go again... Not that one. That one. 113 fish missions already, okay. Could definitely use with having 2... menus open at once. But what I kind of want that mission, or the mission one open and Earth open at the same time. I guess I have to watch down here. Because these are the 4 things I'm watching at the moment. Earth orbit arrived to Mars. Okay. So in Mars orbit, we got stuff we want to drop. And then I would like the Prometheus to return to Earth. And again, don't really need this much hydrogen in orbit, so we can take what's in orbit. To bring more back to Earth. So launching out from Earth to places like the Trojans is where we're going to really be using our power. Fuel. Okay. Eagle is ready once more. Carry our lofty few to orbit. Potentially for the last time. This may be the last flight of the Eagle, because we will swap to the Pelican. We want one construction module coming along. We want all 5 of the mining modules. All of the crew compartments. The mobile hab. Radio isotope generator. Probe. I want to bring along 100 alloys. Do I have 100 alloys? Yes. Or even if I don't have, I want to bring along 100. We go buy more off the market. This is Earth. 10 rares. Have to have the right number of electronics, so 10 electronics. Glass. We've got 10 glass. Metal. 90 metal. Supplies. I need to buy supplies on Earth. Okay. There we go. That's our transit package. Is there anything else I want to orbit while we're prepping? I can grab the remaining hydrogen. Just to put more hydrogen in orbit. Although I'm about to hit the point where I'm going to need the hydrogen for Pelicans. For launching with Pelicans. Which is a thing. I think that's coming up. But yeah, put that hydrogen in orbit. And then yeah, I think that's all we need in orbit for the moment. I could technically put a little bit more carbon in orbit. We can wait until the Pelicans. The Pelicans I think are going to be more fuel efficient. At least going to use hydrogen instead of fuel. Eagle. The last launch of the Eagle. It sells more supplies. Okay, so now the question is, do I launch to a Trojan or a Greek? That's going to be the difficult part about this transit. So Earth orbit to either a Trojan or a Greek. The optimal window as it's leaving in May. I'm going for a Trojan. I instead go for a Greek. Optimal is November, so we're going for a Trojan. We will go say hello to Paris. You don't know which Trojan that is. You don't know which Trojan that is. I think Paris is the one that stole Helen of Troy. I've got my Greeks correct. There's electronics. Glass, there's only gonna be 10 up there. Metal. And supplies. Optimal window. It's a 330 repellent transfer, so I probably want to bring along enough that we could spend that going back. I don't need to spend that going back because we're not going to be carrying the cargo. Yep, close enough. And I suppose we got another ship coming in, so there's an argument I go for another. Although I'll hold off until I have the Pelican at this point. So that will be the last flight of the Eagle. The Pelican will be researched in a month, in 24 days. And then it will take a period to build. And we'll be building in two places. We'll be building on Earth and Mars. We'll actually be able to gain some launch capacity from Mars. Actually, I think the next thing I probably want to do is send a mission to Mars. Well, thus to Mars. More to Phobos and Deimos. Well, get a... sort of permanently put a ship out there. So I can... once we get Pelicans in those locations, let's around those locations as well. But let's allow time to advance. We're waiting for our Jupiter arrival. We're waiting, well, not exactly waiting anymore. It's planned. Waiting for the Jupiter arrival. So there's the nuclear launch vehicles. So on Earth, we build the Pelican. Nuclear boosted single stage to orbit launch vehicle. In 140 days, we will have far more launch capacity. Not just on Earth, but I believe I have what I need to build it on Mars as well. So, I'm going to send out probably Prometheus to, as soon as the one that's going from Mars to Earth hits Earth, I'm going to be tempted to send enough supplies to build Pelicans for the Moon, Phobos and Deimos, so I can actually get off of them. They shouldn't use very much fuel, but they are going to use fuel, so we're going to have to figure out ways to get fuel to them as well in the form of hydrogen. And yeah, assuming this is not absolutely prohibitively expensive to launch with hydrogen, the Eagle may in fact be obsolete. In theory, from a fuel efficiency standpoint, this is telling me, hey, you can launch 50% more for the same fuel. So that's already a step in its favor. So suppose with that being the logic, what do I need for my Pelicans? So it's 300 each, 320 metal each, 40 rares, 32 radioisotopes. So I got the radioisotopes, got the rares, I have the metal. So in theory, let's see if we can launch that on our existing Pelican, Earth, to Earth orbit. Orbital payload container. Metal 960, because this is going to be both for Earth, Phobos, and Deimos. Rares 120. Radioactives 96. That's what I want to launch. That should be able to be launched on the Pelican. And is there a glitch? Why am I not being told that costs hydrogen launch? Launch cost. 3 kilotons of hydrogen implies. Eagle would cost fuel. Is there a glitch and that's not costing hydrogen for whatever reason? I don't have that much hydrogen. I don't think. I think there might be a glitch. Well, if I'm following my house rules, this is how I have to launch. So we're launching with the Pelican one way or the other. Required effective delta V. Guess there's no launch cost. Okay. Ah. Do you know how to launch? Okay, so it's telling me I don't have enough hydrogen. Didn't know there was hydrogen on the market. It's going to let me buy hydrogen somehow from the market when there isn't any to buy on the market. Okay, so let me buy the hydrogen missing on the market. Even though, like, the Earth curve doesn't have it. Somehow I'm still allowed to buy it. Okay. Yep, Pelican launched. I'm guess what it did is it bought the missing hydrogen and somehow managed to get it from a market that wasn't selling it. Yeah, so there is a glitch. It's not showing the hydrogen because it's able to be bought off the market, even though the market isn't selling it. That's not how that works, but okay. Or not how that should work. It might be a fallback in case you get stuck with no fuel that the market's selling. Where you can buy... Can force the market to sell you things it doesn't have. Interesting. I haven't looked at the world market or the world government in a long time. I'm surprised they're having as much problems as they're having. Oh, they've lost power because I've taken all the hydrogen, and all the carbon. Yeah, that okay. That's why they're not working. Yeah, we now got all that stuff to orbit. And yeah, that means I probably want. Well, given the fact that. We now have the Pelican. The Pelican does everything the Eagle does. The difference being is it uses hydrogen instead of fuel. We're going to get rid of this. Scrap the Eagle. The Eagle is no more, and I will not be allowed to build another. And the Stratos is on Earth. Okay, so we're waiting for our ship to get back from Mars, and then we'll have it basically buzz around in first lunar orbit, then... Oh, I forgot to... I need launch facilities. Or... Not exactly launch. I need, It's in here. Not a launch pad. I need the... vehicle assemblies. I'll have to go get some alloys shipped around as well. So we'll have to do 2 trips. I'll do 1 trip to drop off all the stuff for the Pelicans, and then another for the vehicle assemblies. For all 3 locations. Although I could, and I actually have I have some of the hydrogen. I could launch the alloys, although that doesn't solve all the problems. I need the rares, right? The launch facilities have rare cost. Yeah. Although in the dance going around, what I can do is I can do the moon. Go to Mars. At Mars, I pick up the alloys, drop Phobos Demos, go to Letitia, pick up the rares, come back to Phobos Demos, then yeah, I might do something like that. Either way, I gotta wait until the guys arrive. Back on Earth. 1 scheduled, 3 are going. Oh, in fact, the one coming from Mars to Earth hasn't even left Mars yet. Now it's left. Oops, I need my pause. Contract complete. Beyond Mars. The outer solar system is rich in water and valuable gases. It will fuel our flights, hydrate parched planets, and perhaps even power our future. With deposits so big, nothing can stop us from expanding. Another 5 million from reaching Jupiter. Next is reaching Saturn and Callisto landing. So reaching Saturn, send the spacecraft just as we did to Jupiter. Anywhere in Saturn, be another 5 million. Callisto landing is put 5 people on Callisto. Well, that was not the body we went for. We went for Ganymede. Have both arrived? That's actually a good question. Second one hasn't. Second one hasn't. So Ganymedes has arrived. Amathea is a little out. Okay. So we need to plan a mission. Ganymede to Ganymede orbit to Ganymede. Orbital payload container. Add modules. All the modules are for the landing. Add resources. Except for the hydrogen, everything is getting dropped. Rare metals, check. Glass, check. Alloys, check. Electronics, checked. Metal supplies, checked. Crew members, checked. Hopefully they don't magically make some more people in the middle of drop procedures. Yeah, because it's supposed to be dropping. There we go. I'm like, supplies run out. Yeah, because they're supposed to be dropping with the people, please. Okay. People are on Ganymede. Probe will get to work. Well, the probe gets to work. Outpost. Research laboratory. Or, outpost farm. Research laboratory. Meantime, over to meantime, Ganymede orbit. Prometheus, you have return to Earth requested. You need to take nothing back. I am on board with just leaving the fuel here. Yeah. How much fuel do I have at Lutetia? Not enough. I will have to bring fuel with me when I go to retrieve the rares. Yes. Okay. Earth to, or Ganymede to Earth is what we're gonna do. I was contemplating if I wanted to stop by Lutetia on the way back. Because, yeah, it's somewhere between Earth and Jupiter. And the transit back down to Earth begins. About to receive... Calling it. Whoops. That could have been worse. That could have been worse. I think I got the fuel up here on Amalthea that Prometheus can get back. Apparently I deposited on Amalthea. I did a direct transit to Amalthea instead of Amalthea orbit. So, good thing it left me my fuel for the return trip, I hope. I might be able to do to Mars as only with this fuel if it's not enough to Earth. Yeah, we'll leave the spare fuel behind. There we go. Okay, same sort of logic here. We open up with the outpost. That saves us some food. We jump to the farm after that. Into the research laboratory. And then in theory, if everything goes well, there's enough mineral potential here that it can mine the water and carbon it needs locally. Yep, that'll definitely be enough water. Supposedly we're getting a little bit out of the carbon deposit even before we know how good it is. Okay, it's now recalculated, so it's gonna be done in 160 years, which is more than we need. 180 there, more than we need. Do we have feedback on Amalthea? Yeah, probably more than we need. That should run the farms. Actually might not be enough water. That might not be enough water. It'll be enough on Ganymede. I'm not so sure about Amalthea. You're out. Mars one's not delivered yet. Next thing is Festus. I'll have to watch. We'll have to see how the cycle's on and off. What does a single farm actually eat in water? 0.3 makes 0.3. Oh, that's for 3 of them. So I actually only need 0.1. So for Amalthea, it's going to be operating about 33% duty. Although 33% duty is probably actually fast enough to keep the food supplies up. And we have habs, so they technically won't starve even if I don't get them food. Just we won't be doing any science if that's the case, and that would be a bit sad. We came here to do science, we'd like to actually do some science. Waiting for the Paris transit to go out. And you might see the orbital mechanics, you might think it's a bit weird that we're actually going to a higher orbit and then descending. Depending upon how high of an orbit you're going, it can actually make sense to do 3 burns because it'll be a lower fuel transit to get to somewhere. Because the circularization burn when you get there is low enough to make up for having an intermediate burn. So you burn to a higher orbit. When you arrive at that higher orbit, you burn down to the lower orbit that you're trying to actually get to, and then you circularize at the orbit. It's the mechanics that goes on there. Mars building stuff. Mars is not building stuff, so Mars could get to building some more stuff. So the other thing I do is I plan a launch with the Pelican on Mars. Because I want to get those alloys to orbit. I want to push the 600 alloys to orbit. Do I have the fuel? Presumably, because it let me do it. I don't know if there's like a launch glitch with the hydrogen when you're short on it. Because it's not, it didn't give me a prediction on how much fuel that's going to cost. This is like, yeah, you can do it. Not sure if that's supposed to be how that works. And I suppose to actually start colonizing Phobos and Deimos, I could be colonizing them with people from Mars, because Mars is growing. Oh, I need more water production. Do that. Especially with the solar panels being done. Just queued up 5 solar panels. Should be queued up 5 water mines in the meantime. The water positive again. Yeah, so let my Pelican go to orbit. Whether it should have or not, I'm not sure what it charged me in. I didn't look at the... Oh. I'll have to double check the video to see if it charged me any hydrogen. It should have charged me hydrogen, but it's not showing me in the launch calculation there. Okay, that means I've got my allies in orbit. So we're just waiting for... Oh, I suppose the one I have, the Pelican on Earth, is ready for launch again. I could send rares to orbit. I need 120 rares, right? So I can buy 10 or buy 100 rares. Buy 100 rares. And we can launch. Didn't I just buy 100? Oh, I bought 100 nobles. That wasn't what I meant to buy. I gotta be a little bit slower sometimes, apparently. Earth to Earth orbit. On orbital payload container. I want to send 120 rares up. On the Pelican. I'll have to check. I think that did charge me hydrogen. Yeah, I think it did charge. It's not... It is probably an unintended bug that it's not showing me how much hydrogen that's charging me. That is costing me hydrogen, I think. Well, the first time we sent it, we got told, you don't have enough, you're going to have to pay money. Which is what it does when you're trying to do a launch with fuel and you don't have the fuel. Where that hydrogen came from, because the world government didn't have any to sell me, that I think was a glitch. I think being able to buy hydrogen from the world government when it doesn't have any is a glitch. It might be a fail-safe glitch where it's like, oh, you need a way to be able to launch. So the world government has fuel, even if it doesn't have fuel. But... Yeah, Pelican launched and it's back. 50-day turnaround. Real fast. Yeah, so we're gonna have the Prometheus as soon as it gets back to Mars, or back to Earth. And it's at Earth. I should send it around. We're gonna send it around for a loop. To get our supplies out for our launch vessels. So we can get stuff off of places. We'll do a quick right here. So the vehicle assembly. So the VA is 200 alloy. And no, I did the math wrong. It's 50 rare. I happen to coincidentally already have some rares in Earth orbits at the end of the world. I'll need to launch some more from the Festus site, but that'll be fine. So Prometheus. Earth orbit, in this case, to the moon. First stop is the moon. Actually, it seems a little weird, I suppose, to go to Mars first and then come back to the moon after we're done at Mars, but that's the way we'll do it. Because I don't have everything I need until I get to Mars. I don't have enough metal. Don't have enough. Well, I have enough. I have enough metal. I don't have enough. The Prometheus isn't big enough. That's the problem I have right now. The Prometheus isn't big enough. The Hephaestus would be big enough, but the Prometheus is not. Okay, so 640 because we got to go out to Mars first. $80 rares and 62 fizzles. Yeah, well, I underestimated how much cargo I was going to be bringing along. I never meant because I want my launch capacity. Okay, so that would have been 64 anyway. So 32, 90, 320. We go to Mars. We pick up 200 alloys. We go to one of the moons of Mars. We drop the stuff. We can build the vehicle assembly bay and the Pelican there, so we can start launching stuff. That doesn't need any people. We then go back to Earth and we pick up more. Well, actually, I'll probably stop at Mars on the way back so we can pick up the alloys for the moon, so then we do the moon, and then we go out. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. They're going to be a lot of back and forth, but I think we can do that. And we're way off the launch window here. I only need 97 propellant. I'm for the sake of speed. I'll give you double your budget, go faster. Well, actually, June 52. Yeah, June 52. I'll give you 200 fuel until you go fastest. That's only Feb. Never mind, do optimal. And just don't take any fuel with you. Okay, so it's gonna take a sweet time getting out there, but that is what it is. Research lab and Almathea is complete. So in theory, this is built. Anyway, I think we're making food at just a high enough average rate that... Oh, I queued them up in a different order. Wait. Yeah, we're just making food at just a high enough rate that the hydroponic farm is able to feed the people. It's barely able to feed the people, but it's doing it. Whereas this one's just straight up, yeah, we're making food. Good. So I suppose well, we'd have to get launch capacity. Probably have to bring out the Chrono. At some point, we're going to have to research the Chronos just so I can not have to build launch facilities everywhere. To build launch vehicles. Okay, so I've got Well, I got 4 missions planned, right? We got 4 missions going. 3 missions going, 1 is planned. Mars, do we still have a queue? We're down to the last 2 things in the queue. We are back to water positive. Get me another Gothic glass film, another solar ray. I want to do more stuff on Earth. I need more power. I think the solution... Yeah, definitely don't, because in theory this takes up to 3 kilotons of fuel per launch if I fully load the thing. One solution to this might just be never fully load the thing, because getting that much water, that much electrolysis going is a uphill battle, I suppose. At the moment, I suppose actually we don't need this nuclear facility. I'm not going to run this nuclear facility again. That was eating way too many radioactives. Take it apart, get our bits back. And yeah, I think we build more. Well, at least start off with more solar panels here. We'll see where that gets us some power. I might do a little more electrolysis. When I get my ship back, next ship back to Earth, we're going to need to do a carbon run out to the moon. And just on the speed, we're going to get Paris done here, and then I think we'll put a part break in. I do want more hydrogen production. At some point, we need to get those gas extractors, I suppose, going up, but that's a way off. So we have all the hydrogen I want, because we can go places. We can actually go places for very little hydrogen, but apparently the launch vehicles could be quite potentially consuming. They say 300 again. I think it's a glitch that's not telling me how much hydrogen it's going to use on launch, which is worrisome because then that means I can't plan. I can't plan, and that is a problem. Right, because I want to do Mars to Mars orbit, an orbital payload container. We'll put a dummy load in here just to make sure that it complains at me if we don't have the contents. Oh, and I have improved capacity to orbit here, apparently, because of the low gravity. So in theory, that would take... Yeah. Oh, I gotta select launch because... Yeah, it would let me do that. It's not telling me how much hydrogen that's going to eat. I don't want to press the go button because I don't need the metal in grid. Yeah, I don't need the metal in orbit. And frankly, yeah, I don't need that metal in orbit. If I don't know a good way to test this. I'll test this early next episode. What I'll do is I'll do a save load. We'll see how much it launches with. Because we want to get these 2 things done before we bring the episode to close. Well, I want to get the Paris done, so we're not waiting for it and then forget to do it. I suppose that is a long trip. How much longer is that trip? This 4-year... Oh, so it's eaten what was in... That still applies. We're now in that applies. I think. Or did the crew... Crew hopefully didn't starve to death. That'd be very disappointing if the crew starved to death. No, the crew's eating food, so the crew presumably did not starve to death. No, that's still sometime next year. Okay, at this point, I'm not gonna let this part run too long because it's gonna run too long if I let it. Oh, and our Prometheus has got back. Yeah. Okay, I think it's time for a part break. If you're watching on YouTube, we've got our VTOL. Early next part, I'm gonna test actually how much fuel a maximally loaded launch eats. Specifically on Mars, because I have the hydrogen to test that. Because obviously it's taking less than 2 kilotons, because it's just going to let us do it. And say its launch cost goes up to 3, and that might be actually what it goes up to. Right? It might be cheaper because it's not... Mars has no atmosphere, it's got reduced gravity. The reduced gravity is also allowing us to launch more here. Or the launch cost is wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's wrong on that. It's letting me launch, obviously, with less than 3k hydrogen. I want to see how much hydrogen that's costing me, or if it is costing me any hydrogen. We're going to test that early next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, that will be tomorrow's part. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break here to get up, stretch legs, sip some tea. The ads haven't just happened. Get the ads out of the way. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and our stream, and bye for now.